Hi everyone, it's Mo here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is preparing for game week 14. Yes, I know we've got one more game in this game week, but most of us don't have many FPL assets in the Fulham v Wolves, and also enough has happened this game week for us to start planning, start making transfers, start getting ready for game week 14. Now, before we jump into the video, you know what I'm going to say? Do me a favor, like, subscribe, and share this video with any other FPL managers you think will enjoy this content. Now we've done that, let's get into the video. Right, let's start. First thing we're going to look at, who's hot and who's not. Game week 13 is done. We need to look at the junk we need to get rid of. We need to look at all the hot property we need to keep an eye on. So let's start with the hots. First, we got Isaac, 8-pointer, played 80 minutes. There's no Wilson. Newcastle smashed up Chelsea. Their XG is good. Their fixtures are becoming good. What's not to like? Well, we know his fitness is a concern. It's pretty soft. He gets injured pretty quickly. But if you look at his goal to minutes ratio, it's delicious. We definitely need to keep an eye on him. He's one player I'm really high on. So I wanna see how I can bring him in. Next up is his teammate Gordon, 13 points, played 90 minutes, cheap, 5.8, and all the other good stuff with the attacking. And he's such a good enabler. It's becoming very difficult to ignore him. After that, we've got two Arsenal defenders, whether it's Saliba, who gives you the safety of no rotation, or we've got Gabriel, who's still a bit wary, but is a little bit cheaper. Both 6-pointers, both played 90 minutes, arguably the best defense in the Premier League alongside with City. Just such easy picks. You can even double up on them with the fixtures Arsenal's got. Lovely players. And last but not least on the hot, it's Salah and Haaland. The boring premiums. They just don't stop returning, regardless of their price. We've got so much enablers. It makes it easy to own both of them. So why fight against it? So yeah, they're the last on my hots. Next up, we got the knots. Too many of them for my liking, so let's run through them. So we got Cash. He's being transferred out fast. My goodness, his price is already flying, tumbling. 0-pointer, taken off at half-time. Really stupid tackle, to be fair. If I was the manager, I'd take him off for that as well. He's returned 0-2-0 in the last 3 games. You can see why people are getting rid of him. Even though there's an okay fixture at Bournemouth, but still, people are fed up. They can use that money elsewhere with the cheap defenders we've got around. It's not like he's given us any returns either. So, yeah, he's the first on this list. Next up is Eze. I know it's a bit harsh. It's unfortunate injury, but loads took hits and stuff to bring him in. It's a 1-pointer, taken off early. We're not sure if he's going to play the next game week. It's a really frustrating one if you did go there, especially if it's a choice between him and Buemo and you went him. So unfortunate for being punished for that, especially when his teammate Ulisi scored a stunning goal. My goodness. Third up is Lamptey. I don't even know why he's on this list because he shouldn't even be. He's too good. He's too poor to even be on this list. But anyway, I own him, so I've put him on here. Lamptey, 1-pointer, useless FPL asset, taken off on the 34th minute. Poor guy. He's got all the attributes, playing for such an attacking team. His body just can't stay fit. It's as simple as that. I need to get rid of him. He's not good enough to even be third sub. You can't rely on him to even be a third sub. Next up, we've got Bowen. Not even in the squad. Knee injuries, you never know with this. I mean, you've got midweek fixtures, so you're going to keep an eye on that. You might get some information, but very frustrating. Does he even play the next game week? When it's a knee injury, it's very risky. You can lose. You can potentially play him and then end up losing him for the whole season. So that will be going through David Moyes and the medical team. So keep an eye on that one there. Alvarez, 2-pointer, last 4 games, 2-5, 2-2. And we must remember he was dropped against Liverpool. He only played because Grealish got sick. Maybe it's harsh because he came out from South America and Pep just wanted to look after him and give him a little breather. But the reality is he's not exactly returning. And when you compare it to like Watkins and maybe even Isaac and stuff, I think it's time for him to go if you own him. After that, we got Son. I captained him, 2-pointer. Let's say he's been consistent. He's had a 2-2-2 in the last 3 games. Is he missing Maddison? Or is it just the fixtures? Or is it just been unlucky as their squad's really depleted with injuries? They've got a ridiculous injury list. So it could be all of that. Having said all of these things, he still had quite a bit of chances. So you'd like to think he's going to get them. Even in the next fixture was a tricky one. So Son is one. I think he's going to be dumped quite a lot this game week. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for the midweek fixtures and just have a think about that because I could use him as the cash cow to bring in other players. Last but not least on this not list is DRB. He really is stinking up the place. He's got a 1-pointer, a 1 and a 6 and a 2 in the last 3 games. That's not the big issue. The big issue is the minutes. He really is starting to frustrate a lot of the owners. I don't own him, but I've seen loads in my mini league own him, and he's not even finishing like sometimes 60 minutes. And that's a big problem when you're paying that much money. And especially we just said a minute ago, you've got players like Palmer and Gordon who are cheaper and playing the minutes and getting the returns. So from my perspective, yeah, that's he makes up the not list, and I think he's going to be dumped by loads this game week. Right, so that's the hots and the nots. Yeah, we need to keep that in mind when we're doing our transfers and planning planning our moves. Next up, what we got? It's the fixtures. We've got midweek fixtures, so we need to remember we've got a full schedule of midweek fixtures. Champions League Tuesday, Wednesday, and Europa on the Thursday. Most of our top teams are playing. Now, what you need to do is check your players in your FPL team, see if they're involved in these games, and then also see if they're involved in vital games. If they've already qualified, they might rest the players and just play their B team. Or if they do get a run out, it will be quite light. They don't have to, fully play hard where they could risk injury. So from my perspective, this is important before making transfers. I'll more than likely wait, even though it's going to hurt me team value wise, but it's team value versus hits, and that's the gamble you take here, because some players like Mbuemo and stuff are going up, and if you want them, I mean, they don't even play midweek, so that's not a problem with them. But if you've got other players that you're selling or other players that are involved, if they got injured, you want to get rid of them. So from my perspective, I'm gonna take a breather and just wait for these fixtures to play out. The next stage of our planning, of course, preparing for game week 14 is our fixtures. We're going to quickly run through these. Arsenal versus Wolves open up game week 14. It's a really good fixture for Arsenal. Like whatever permutation, any players, you've got the attackers or the defensive players. This looks a gorgeous fixture. I only have Saka at the moment. Definitely considering getting Gabriel or Saliba to have some defensive coverage. It's even worth tripling up, as in getting double defense there as well. You can see the clean sheets coming. Arsenal look very tight this season. Wolves, you might have 8 Norries playing out of position, but not more than that, really. After that, we've got Brentford versus Luton. Brentford are going to want to bounce back after that loss to Arsenal. They'll feel hard done by, but they're at home. So for the second game running, so they're definitely going to want to please the fans. Loads of us will have Mbuemo. Some will have defensive coverage right there. So that's a good fixture. Next up is Burnley versus Sheffield United. You shouldn't really have no FPL assets there, so I'm not going to entertain that FPL-wise. But for the neutral, this might be a good game because both are nearly doomed in the Premier League, and the loser of this is practically finished. So this will be an exciting game. Nottingham Forest versus Everton. Everton going to want to bounce back after that loss to United. Ashley Young really let them down. I mean, if you haven't seen Garnacho's goal, go and watch that goal. Outrageous. Could be goal of the season already. Forest very strong at home, so that'll be a good game. Newcastle versus United end of Saturday for the late fixtures, 8 o'clock kickoff. That's going to be a really good game because United, whether it's luck or skill or whatever they're doing, they've kept some clean sheets and they've put results together, back-to-back results together, which has made them fly up the table. And then you've got Newcastle, who after that result against Chelsea are going to want to go again. Really. And I think this will be the first game Man United's playing a strong team for a little while. They've had some nice, easy fixtures. So this will be a good test to see where United are at and what Newcastle are about. But this will be a good game for this FPL interest. You've got like the Trippier and other defensive coverage, and we've got Gordon or Isaac. United, you might have Bruno, you might have Rashford. Some have got Maguire or Dalot, which is fair play to them because they've kept a couple of cleans. But good game that. Sunday, the opening fixture is Bournemouth v Villa. This makes it difficult, well, for me personally, to easily get rid of my Villa assets because this is a decent fixture. I mean, you saw how Villa played against Tottenham. They're really, really good team, really strong team. It'd be hard to get rid of Watkins, for example. Just say you wanted to go Isaac or go Solanke to free up some money. Very difficult when you look at this fixture, but yeah, it should be a good game there. Chelsea versus Brighton. Chelsea are going to want to bounce back. We thought the Spurs game and the City game, we thought Pox maybe got them, coming together, but Newcastle really done a number on them and they just looked really poor. So this will be a good game. Against Brighton, I fancy goals here. Brighton are very attacking. Chelsea at home. This will be a good game, this. Next up, we've got Liverpool, Fulham. A lot of us are tripled up on Liverpool, or at least doubled up, whether it's Tsimikas and Salah or Diaz, whatever permutation you got on Nunes. This will be a good fixture. I expect Liverpool to get the 3 points. I expect 3 goals in this game for Liverpool. So attacking players, Salah, captain material, looks pretty easy here. After that, West Ham Palace, this will be more tighter, made even more tighter if Bowen's not fit, as he's West Ham's best attacker. So news on that's going to be vital. Also news on Eze, that will dictate what you do this week. If he's already out and you bought him in last week, you're going to have to just swallow your pride and get him straight out. And last but not least, to end game week 14, we've got Manchester City versus Spurs. This is a quality fixture. There's going to be goals in this. Man City at home, don't lose. I think Liverpool's stopped their run of like 23 wins in a row. It would have been 24, so it tells you how strong they are. I think Spurs have got a decent... They're an awkward opponent for City, actually. I need to go through and look for the stats to that. I didn't prep that one before the video, but this will be a really good game for Son and for Haaland. So I think the attackers, you keep them in this game. I mean, you can easily keep them in this game. No issue at all. There's going to be goals in this game. So that's the fixtures. Of course, vital to our planning, to my players, what I'm thinking about doing. Next up, captaincy. Of course, the most vital thing in FPL. It's what makes the difference. You get this right, your game week's good. Simple as that. My 3 captain candidates, 2 of them are the same ones from last week. I know it's a shame, but these 2 premiums, they don't stop. They don't let you down. It's boring. But at least this week, you've got... It's a bit more trickier because Salah's got a lovely fixture at home to Fulham, and Haaland, you think, oh, Spurs, but yeah, that don't mean nothing to them. So let's start off with Haaland's got Manchester City, 33 goals they've scored. Haaland scored 14 of the goals. That's 42%. If they score, the odds are it's him. So, I mean, you can see why. When you captain someone, you just want the consistency. The haul is a bonus. You want just one return. Simple. Look at Saka this weekend. Just the assist allowed him to be the highest scoring captain. Like, outrageous. So it shows you the consistency is the key with captaincy. And then he's got 3 assists, last 5 returns, 7, 16, 1, 16, 8. Machine. 103 points total this season. You can put a captaincy on him from now and sleep easy. You don't have to even overthink it. Machine. My second choice, I would say, is Liverpool. Of course, Mohamed Salah. 28 goals. He scored 10 of these goals. What's that? 36%. Again, very similar to Haaland. That if they score, he's involved. And his assists are pretty good as well. 5 assists. Let's have a look at his 5 returns. He's got 5, 16, 2, 8, 16. Crazy. Both him and Haaland both returning 16 double-digit returns twice within the last 5 game weeks. My goodness. He's got 106 points this season. I think he's the highest FPL point scorer at the moment. He's just ticking along nicely. Even this game week, which wasn't a high, but he still got the assist for Trent's goal. I mean, it's a soft assist to be fair. He just passed it to him, but you know what I mean. He still gets the points. And third up this week is going to be Saka. Now, there's not much other choices when I look through the fixtures. You can be brave and go Son again, like I did last game week. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. But Arsenal, 27 goals, only 1 behind Liverpool. Saka's got 4 of them, so it's only 15% of their goals. He's not prolific for my liking. For the quality he has, I think he needs to score more goals. But look at his assists, 7 assists. So again, he delivers. He's always getting that. He's starting to make a living from that cross. He cuts in on his left foot and he puts it to the back stick. Beautiful cross for, if you haven't seen it, against Brentford for the Havertz goal, for the Havertz winner. Wicked goal. Last 5 returns, 8, 5, 2, 6, 5. Now you're going to look at that and think, oh, where's them 16, 15 pointers? He doesn't really do that. It's quite rare he gets the hauls. But what he does do, he gives you a return. And I said at the start of the video that that's the key when you're captaining someone, just something, just a return. So yeah, if you look at it like that, he beats Salah and Haaland this game week 13 if you captained him. See, and you only got an assist, but the bonuses and whatnot make the difference. 79 points this season. He's still having a great season, and I think there's much more to come from him. I think there's much more to come from Arsenal. So they're the steps I take when preparing for the next game week. I hope you found them useful. If you think I've missed a vital step, please get them in the comments. I will use that feedback for sure, and I'm sure other managers will appreciate that. And I will reply to your comment. I always do it in all my videos. Now, before you jump off, do me a favor, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'd really appreciate that support. I'm trying to reach my next milestone of 200 subscribers, and I can only do that with your help. Now, on that note, I want to wish you good luck, and I'll see you on my next video.